Ready?
Yep, that's yours. There's your headset. There's your mic. Can you hear? Good?
Good.
Good? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. It is a special edition Above the Cushion right here from the 81 Speedway for night number 2 of the Ed Gressel Memorial with the United States Modified Touring Series. In studio with me, current US MTS points leader, Jake Timm, joins us after his third place run last night on night number 1. Man, I had a wild idea on my way to the track today. I messaged you, so I have to say thank you for messaging back so quick and agreeing to come on to the show tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I love doing these types of things. I think it's great for the sport.
Yeah. You and your dad have been around the sport a long time. Last year you brought back a throwback to dad's US MTS car, and that looked killer. We got a couple T-shirts back at the house of that one, and kind of go back to the start of the year. I don't want to spend a bunch of time today. We're getting ready to race here in just a little bit. So let's kind of go back to the start of the year. You kind of dedicated, you were going to run the modified, and you got going and somehow wound up in the points lead. Kind of go back to the start of the year. What was your guys' plans, and kind of talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, really a lot of it transpired towards the end of last season. We had really kind of upped our late model program last year, really on the motor side of things, and got some real good equipment, but just had some unfortunate luck and had 2 or 3 engine failures, and that really set us back financially. And at the same time, we're racing the mod, and we're up front every night, and the car is just good. Everything's going good with the mod, so. We kind of decided at that point, well, let's just take a step back with our late model program, and let's run the CS MTS tour and see how we can come out on it. And yeah, so over the off season, then we got another car, and I built another engine, and just kind of got suited up to run a full tour, as good as wide open as we can. And yeah, it's been going good so far. I can't complain at all. We're sitting with the lead, and it's close with me and Jim, and Rodney is going to be there at the end, and maybe some other guys, I'm sure, but so far so good.
Kind of what you're sitting there one day, all of a sudden here comes the Staley's over with the spoiler. What was were you expecting it? Was it what was kind of going through your mind when that happened?
I actually had it last year, even though I didn't run the tour. I had it for one race at Humboldt, because we ran like the first 2 or 3 weeks with US MTS last year, not intending to run the tour, but I just happened to get the point lead, and so we put it on, and then that night we had a terrible night. I think we broke or something happened. We just had a bad night, and I lost it right away. So honestly, I knew I was getting it, and I was like, man, I hope this doesn't bring me any bad juju. But it stayed on so far, so I can't complain.
What was the intent was just to run the full tour, not chase a points championship. Obviously at the start of the year, but you just had everything is falling your way. The team absolutely on kill. Car is performing. You not had anything go on. Is it just preparation? What do you attribute this year to the most?
a lot of it's preparation. Like I said, we really suited up and tried to chase a championship with USMTS, and it's just been all of our focus on the modified program, and when you're trying to do both, you really there's just no way around one car or the other not getting the time it needs. So we really just put everything, went all into our mod program, and my crew guy Spencer, he's when it comes to maintenance, he's second to none. So we haven't had any mechanical failures, knock on wood. And then I went through we had some engine failures last year, so I went through our engines and just spent the extra money to do things to the best of my ability, and fortunately that's been solid too. So a lot of it's luck as well with racing. You can just have bad nights, just stuff just breaks. That's the nature of the sport. Everything's being pushed to the limit. So knock on wood, we've been lucky, but we've also worked really hard to avoid any issues.
You talk about kind of just fully suiting up to get ready for the tour, and you guys went as far as to kind of sell off a business really to really gear up. You guys OFI Performance, which you're still taking care of for yourself, but as far as the business goes, so you guys jumped both feet full into this deal.
Yeah, 100%. I always did kind of want to pursue racing as a career, and it was never really my intention to be a business owner for the rest of my life, but I kind of just fell into that situation and that role there, and things just weren't going the way we wanted them to, and meanwhile Dad's business needed more space and all that, so and then I wanted to come do this and wasn't going to be able to do it, so we'd have to find somebody to help run it, and it just kind of went to the wayside, and I feel very fortunate that I learned what I did from that, because like you said, I can build my own engines now, and that saves the team a lot of money, as well as I think when you do something just for yourself, it gets more attention than when other people, or when you're taking it elsewhere or whatever. So I can build things exactly how I want them, and all that, and take all those lessons I learned those last 5 years building engines, and kind of build the best pieces I can for myself. So just all around a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of money to get to this point, and hopefully we can stay here.
You guys, so how we met is through Herco and machining. And so you and your dad and myself are very aware of when you send stuff outside, you lose control of it. So you've taken control of the motors. You've actually working on cars with Rage, so you get them exactly how you want them. So everything in full control of Jake Timm Racing.
Yeah, there's we've raced. My dad raced for 30 years. I've raced for, I don't know, it's got to be close to 15 now. So we've learned a lot about what I need to feel, and we've Dad's obviously been in the sport forever and learned a ton and passed it down to me. So I just know what I want to feel and what I need to feel to be successful. And fortunately, I'm in a position with Rage that I can kind of get things the way I want them. And like I said, the engines, I learned how to do that. So same deal there. I can really control everything with our program from top to bottom.
Kind of go back, have some few races not quite finished yet. Of course, King of America probably being the biggest one. We got 5 laps into that, and then they declared the contest over, going to reschedule. Looking back at some of those nights where maybe you guys didn't quite get the feature finished, and are you looking forward to that because maybe the car wasn't the way it wasn't the way you wanted it to be, and and you're looking forward to the reschedule because you're just going to absolutely put it to them.
No, I wish we could have raced that one out, because I was coming off a win the night before there, and had that momentum, and things were going right at the time, and I felt really good about that race going into it. And yeah, obviously we all knew the rain was coming, but I was hoping we could at least squeeze in that feature. But I'm looking forward to going back. That's another that's 12,000 win, I think, and all their 10 and 12,000s have rained out so far this year. Tonight's gonna be the first one we get in, I'm pretty sure. So obviously those races pay better, and help pay the bills. So those ones are important.
You talk about the rain. It's been a bad year for just the industry. We've had to do some here at 81, Humboldt, and then USMTS, of course, has been stricken with it. But that gives you an opportunity to stay home and race at some tracks around home, which all your sponsors are at home. So that's got to help, with your marketing partners on that 49 car.
Yeah. I mean, I like racing at home. Anyways, I love the tracks we have, within 2 hours of our house. I've grown up racing at them, so I'm biased, but also I think they are some of the best tracks in the country. And, it's nice to race at home where you know everybody too. Like we have fans all over the country, and I love them all. But like when you go home, you got family there, and like you said, sponsors are there, and it's just a different atmosphere. So yeah, and then obviously it saves on diesel fuel to stay home. So I mean it's not so bad, but yeah, I would prefer to come out and get some of these races in. Thanks to the Staley family and USMTS for putting up the money they do, because you can't really race for that kind of money anywhere else in the country in a modified. We do have some good paying races at home, Mississippi Thunder and Deer Creek and Cedar Lake. They like to put money up here and there for mods, so we're fortunate that way too. We can race for good money at home, but not as often as USMTS.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned probably 3 of the most well-known tracks around the country that you get to race weekly. A lot of our weekly racers, it's a special event when they get to go to those. But talk about what kind of a track does Jake Timm like? How big? What size? You like it slick? You like it heavy? What's you get to paint the perfect picture for a race night. What's that look like?
I really like 3/8 high banked, preferably both ends a little different. So you got to race them different. They just race better that way, I think. And then I'm not a fan of the black slick tiptoe and using quarter pedal. That's not me at all. So I like a little bit of character and some traction. Cars bounce around a little bit, not too much, obviously.
Yeah.
You got to draw a line somewhere, but I think that always puts on a better show for the fans when it's a little bit more elbows up and you got to hammer on it a little bit. I mean, we got 600-700 horsepower. The fans want to see us use it, I think. So
right.
So that's what I prefer. But obviously, you got to be able to race them all.
Every time you come here to 81, I know it's a long tow for you and the crew, but you always have good results. Everything just kind of clicks. So 3/8 mile. It's usually a little hit, get up on the wheel, little
Absolutely.
character.
That's like last night's track. I mean, that's what I like. That's not everybody. I should say most people don't like that. They don't like character. It seems like, and just because it can mess a race up and it can wreck stuff on cars and all that. But I've just had success on that stuff, and yeah, this place is right up my alley.
Yeah, kind of. So going back to last night, finished third. Kind of recap the night, because it track was in great shape. A little bit of character. There was top to bottom. You could race everywhere. Just kind of give yourself a scorecard for last night.
Scorecard 1 out of 10. I would say maybe a 7. I don't know. I felt pretty good all night, but we were battling, bottoming out, and the right front was kind of bouncing around, and it's my own fault. I didn't check my right front shock. I have an adjustable shock, and I don't know if I adjust, or if I took the Heim off and did something and forgot to put it back to its setting, but it was all the way unscrewed, so we had no rebound. So I was kind of bouncing around, and that was really making it tough to get through some of that chop up top. But that's on me. That's my bad. I would say with dealing with that, I think a third is pretty good, because towards the end of that race, I felt like I was kind of just hanging on a little bit. Towards the beginning, I felt like I was, if it would have stayed green, we were getting into lap traffic, I felt like I was going to get a chance to race for the lead. But once the L's came out and Tyler was back in open air, I mean, he was definitely the fastest car last night. So all in all, I'd say pretty good. Tyler Davis second. I mean, this is home track. He's good. He's good here as anybody. So I can't complain at all.
So, well, about 15 minutes into this, so I don't want to keep you, because we're getting ready to, everyone needs to start doing engine heat, and guys are going to start your drawing here a little bit, but I want to give you, I appreciate you coming on the show. I want to give you this floor right now. thank all your marketing partners. Thank your crew. I know it's a limited crew this weekend. You guys got some family and some friend obligations up north, so you brought a very small crew with you. So thank your marketing partners. Thank everyone on that 49.
Yeah, Grill Mill, first and foremost, those guys have been great to us. Perco Companies, Harmon's HVAC, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Mazia Valley Transportation, and Royal Jones. So those guys have been awesome. Stone Machinery and Tools, River City, R&R Machining, Rage Chassis, OFI Performance, Third Defender, Austin, Rush Race Group by Austin Witt. I'm trying to remember. Joe Duvall made a post this week about people not being able to remember their sponsors. Like, man, I got a list of like 40 or 50 people that help me all the time, and it's all ever changing. It's really hard to keep track of it all, but we really do have a great support staff, sponsors, just people, volunteer help. I mean, my family, my wife, Emma, Spencer, Cody, Kurt, Mike, and there's others. I mean, my fans. There's so many people to thank. It really takes an army of people, an army of sponsors to support a team racing full time, and I feel very fortunate to have the help that I do. So, just everybody. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. If I am, reach out, let me know. But just big thanks to everybody.
Shirts. Of course, I reached out to you and you got me some shirts for my son Harrison. But where can people find Jake Timm merch?
There's a link in our bio on our Facebook page that'll take you to our website, and you can get them there. Otherwise, they're in the Victory Vault this weekend, so swing by and see them if you'll be at the track. Because
typically, you guys have your own merch trailer, and Emma takes care of that. But she's on vacation this week, so
yeah, she's at a bachelorette party, so she's having fun.
So Victory Vault, if you're here at the Speedway, if not, get on Jake Timm Racing Facebook. Is that right? I don't
yes,
want to mess that up.
Yep.
Okay, Jake Timm Racing on Facebook. Click the link. Emma will get that fixed up and shipped right to your doorstep. Again, I appreciate you being saying yes to come on to the show just a little bit quick, but we've known each other for probably coming up on 10 years here pretty quick, and I don't get to see you that much, so I enjoy the time that we do see each other.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to get you on here and talk about what's going on. But before I let you go, kind of what's going through your head for tonight, for night 2 of the Ed Gressel Memorial.
Man, I really want to win this one. I think it's a special race. I raced against Guston when Ed and his team were in their prime, and he did a lot for the sport, and that trophy is pretty badass too. I really want to win this race tonight, to be honest with you. So I'm really focused on that.
Any Ed Gressel stories?
I mean, I've heard a few of them. I don't know if all of them are appropriate. But no, I mean, he was just a good old dude. He loved racing, and his Coors Light. So he was a good dude for the sport.
Yep. We appreciate the Gressel family for asking us to put the memorial on here. And then, of course, tonight, the Gressel family has offered up Coors Light to everyone in the grandstands. So the 21 and over drinking crowd, of course, we're not going to have any minors in here drinking. But as you guys are going to parade lap, we're going to drink a Coors Light in memory of Ed before you guys go 50 laps tonight.
Yeah, I think you would love that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Man, I appreciate you coming on. I want to thank everyone that is tuned in and watching here on Facebook and YouTube for Above the Cushion Special Edition on a Saturday. But I couldn't waste it, as the USMTS All-Stars are here this weekend. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you here in a little bit. If you can't be with us in the grandstands, racingdirt.com is your #1 streaming source for everything USMTS, as well as 81 Speedway for FOE Enterprises. On behalf of JR and Katie Sartain, GM John Allen, and the Volunteer Army, we hope to see you this evening. If not, we'll see you next weekend right here at 81 Speedway and Humboldt Speedway. See ya. Cool.
Right on. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.